So you've been in the league 7 years now. You're the veteran player. You've played on multiple teams. The Liberty we talked about. You were in Phoenix, Seattle, and now you're at the LA Sparks. So you're the old head. Like you got the Grays going. They got a diet sometimes, I'm sure. What's it like being the veteran out on the court with a bunch of young horses that you have with the Sparks?
Yeah, I diet a little bit of caramel now, so you got a little
Me too.
blonde.
I do. That's why I bring.
Yeah,
That's why I mentioned it. I got to get mine dyed up. Shoot, I'm getting it
the
dyed
the
later
little
today.
the little young players are giving me so much stress. They're going great. No, kidding. In all honesty, I am grateful to be in the opportunity in this place where I am now and be a vet. And a lot of my leadership, and I understand that leadership style is very different for each player. Mine comes from a lot of typically kind of showing you what I do. And a lot of that wasn't very vocal. I tend to speak when I need to speak, not just to speak. And so I do what I can in terms of leadership, in terms of finding different ways to connect with one another. I'm an old head. I'm 28. I'm an old head, but I'm still young at heart. So I can still connect with them on, the younger players on a lot of things other than TikTok, because I don't do TikTok, but I can connect with them on kind of being in the spotlight at a young age and, what that feels like, some of the things that kind of come along with that and how you can kind of keep yourself together both on and off the court, and that transition that you come into of like, okay, everything's on me now. If I want to get extra 20 minutes of shooting on, I got to text the coach. I got to call somebody to come in and help me. No one's giving me a pregame meal. Where do I go eat? All that kind of stuff. I try to help them out with as much as possible. And for us, we've got two incredible rookies here with the LA Sparks and Cameron Brink and Rickea Jackson. And they want to learn. They're willing to learn. They're willing to ask questions, but they're also uber talented. So a lot of times they can just rely on their talent out there because they're smart. They know where to be at the right times. They know how to get themselves in positions where they can be successful, whether that's scoring or Cam getting a massive block for us at a big time. And so when I'm out there with them, they give me a lot of joy and a lot of happiness. A lot of times it's just helping them with the nerves and smiling at them, letting them know it's okay. They're doing the right things out there. Because everyone else on the outside will probably tell you what you're doing wrong. My job is to make sure they know what they're doing right.
So now, Kia, down to the juicy stuff. The reason that I brought you in is to talk about the controversy, so to speak, that's going on around the WNBA right now. And in the way that the media has portrayed the WNBA about essentially one person, right? And Caitlin Clark. It's like everything is zoomed in, geared toward Caitlin Clark. Do you think that the media is missing things about the history of the WNBA and how long it's been around, how successful it's been thus far?
Yeah, I do think think about it this way. We've got new fans to the league. Obviously, we've got new players in a new rookie class. And along with that comes new media, right? There's people that this is what we've always kind of hoped for is that you follow your favorite players from the NCAA into their women's professional career. And at times it's been really difficult to do that. Think about a player that comes from Connecticut. You could use a Brianna Stewart, for example, comes from Connecticut, has an illustrious college career, 4 national championships, not pretty much, every single award you possibly could have won, she won it. But then she went to a team in Seattle. And at the time, Seattle's games were on all of the networks in Seattle. So all the Connecticut fans almost couldn't find that network to watch her, to follow her career as it was going on. And now it's in a different place, right? We're able to actually watch our favorite players in the NCAA as fans and then follow them into the WNBA because now you're starting to see games on television. Now you can get it on League Pass. Now there's, Prime, all these different things that you can watch the games on. And that's exciting for us, but it also brings in new media. And sometimes the media doesn't, like you said, know the history of the game, know kind of the people that came before us as players. We understand it because this league wouldn't exist if the players before me didn't come and the players before them didn't come. And now I have the opportunity to reap the benefits of what the WNBA is today. It'll be the same thing for those next generations. And so there are a lot of narratives. There's a lot of talk around the WNBA. It's great that people are talking about it. I think the big thing is to talk about the WNBA. It's okay to be new. It's okay to say that you're new and that you might not understand everything. Ask us. Like, we're here. There's 144 of us, not just one of us. We're here. We're willing to share our stories. We're willing to tell you kind of how it was when we came in. I'm a 7-year vet. You can get someone like DT who's been in here for since I was born, 20 years. I played with DT. I got all those stories from her too, from the beginnings of her years here. So, understanding our league is about understanding the players that are within it. It's the hardest league in the world to make. It's the hardest league in the world to stay in. And so the stories that are there for the people who have been able to stay in it and make this league are incredible stories. It's worth asking them for their first viewpoint of it in order for you to get an understanding of it.
Growing up in Los Angeles, so I had the opportunity as a kid to watch Cheryl Swoops
Mhm.
and Cynthia Cooper play. And I'm really good friends with Cynthia. But my best friend is one of my best friends is Tina Thompson. I went to school with, obviously, high school and in college. I used to fly in during their times in Houston to watch them play. But I saw Tina play, obviously, with the Sparks because of LA. So I take myself away from those that don't understand the history of the game, and don't really Teresa Weatherspoon was one of my road dogs in New York when I played for the Jets. I was just a young kid, and she was playing in the WNBA back then. So I kind of got a little bit of an understanding about, what's going on in the WNBA. So I take myself away from the traditional media gossipers for sure.
I appreciate you. Teaspoon's one of my favorites. She was one of the coaches I had coming into New York, and to this day, like, one of the best people that I've ever met in the WNBA, Teaspoon, for sure.
We absolutely hope you enjoyed this video. If you want more from us, hit that subscribe button for all videos, full episodes, and exclusive content from the show. And don't forget to find All Facts, No Breaks on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.